What if the key to mastering any situation and influencing the people around you wasn't in manipulation, but in understanding your own mind first? Is the way to truly control someone's mind about power over them? Or is it about power over yourself? In a world obsessed with tactics, strategies, and the next big life hack, the idea of influence often centers on controlling others, getting them to think, feel, or act the way you want. But what if true influence starts with control over one person? Stoicism offers a radically different approach. It's not about bending others to your will. It's about mastering the one thing you can control: yourself. When you're calm, clear, and unshaken by external forces, others will naturally gravitate toward your energy. This isn't about manipulation. It's a deep, profound understanding of your own emotions, desires, and reactions, and using that awareness to guide your interactions, not dictate them. The Stoic trick isn't a trick at all. It's a transformation of how you relate to everyone around you, building connections not through power over others, but through power over yourself. This is how true influence works. The Stoic concept of self-mastery stands as the ultimate source of power. Unlike modern approaches that often focus on manipulating external circumstances or controlling others, Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in controlling one's own mind. It's about mastering your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, rather than trying to influence or control others. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions or suppressing them. Stoic self-mastery is about awareness, recognizing when emotions arise, understanding their triggers, and choosing a response that aligns with your values, rather than reacting impulsively. It's a practiced, intentional control that doesn't diminish feelings, but elevates your ability to handle them with grace. True power comes from being unaffected by external circumstances. You can't control how others act, what happens in the world, or what fate may throw your way, but you can control how you respond. This shift in mindset forms the core of Stoic strength, to remain calm, composed, and focused, regardless of what's happening around you. In relationships, this becomes a game changer. By mastering yourself, you stop seeking control over others. You no longer need to manipulate or play games to get the desired results. Instead, you become the kind of person others are naturally drawn to, a person who embodies calmness, emotional intelligence, and clarity. This naturally commands respect and influence. The paradox of self-mastery is that by focusing inward and not trying to control others, you end up becoming more influential in their eyes. You set the example, demonstrating that true power comes from within. So, rather than obsessing over what others do, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. And in doing so, you become magnetic, someone others want to be around, not because you've forced it, but because you've mastered yourself. The Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control is one of the most powerful concepts for navigating relationships. It teaches us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. In every interaction, we have no power over how someone feels, thinks, or behaves. However, we do have control over how we respond to them. This distinction is vital, particularly when navigating the emotional complexities of relationships. For instance, imagine a scenario where a woman becomes upset. According to Stoicism, you cannot control her emotions or force her to feel differently. What you can control, however, is how you handle the situation. Rather than reacting emotionally or defensively, Stoicism encourages you to remain composed. It asks you to step back, assess the situation with clarity, and then respond with wisdom and understanding. This is where the dichotomy of control becomes a powerful tool. Emotional detachment, as Stoicism teaches, is not about apathy or indifference. It's about recognizing that another person's emotions are not your responsibility. Their feelings are theirs to manage. What is within your control is how you respond to them, whether with patience, empathy, or clear communication. Imagine, for a moment, a storm raging all around you. Wind howling, rain pelting down, chaos everywhere. But inside, you remain calm and centered. Your thoughts are clear, your emotions balanced. This calmness, this mastery over your own reactions, is the true source of influence. When you control your response, you shape the environment around you. The real power in relationships comes not from controlling others, but from mastering your own emotions and reactions. When you stop trying to change or manage how others feel, you gain the ability to control your emotional world. And this self-control is the bedrock of strong, healthy relationships. By focusing inward, you can respond with wisdom, remaining unaffected by external turmoil. This steadiness becomes the foundation for effective communication, deeper understanding, and stronger connections. It's not about winning or changing others. It's about mastering yourself. One of the most powerful Stoic tools for strengthening relationships is the art of listening. Not just hearing, but truly listening with full presence. In a world where we're often preoccupied with our own thoughts and responses, the Stoic approach to listening teaches us to listen deeply, without judgment, interruption, or the impulse to fix anything. This kind of listening is not just a passive act. It's an active exercise in empathy and wisdom. True listening creates a space for the other person to be heard and understood. It shifts the dynamic of the conversation from one of manipulation or self-interest to one of mutual respect and connection. When we allow others to express themselves fully, without rushing to interrupt or offer solutions, we validate their feelings and experiences. This fosters trust and deeper understanding, both of which are essential for building strong, meaningful relationships. In practice, this means resisting the urge to speak unless you have something truly meaningful to contribute. It's about holding space for the other person's thoughts and emotions to unfold naturally. As a Stoic, you recognize that each person is on their own journey, facing their own challenges and holding their own perspectives. The goal is not to control or fix them, but to understand and empathize with their experience. Emotional intelligence grows from this type of listening. By paying attention to the nuances of the other person's words, tone, and body language, you gain insight into their world, what they're truly feeling, thinking, and needing. This insight empowers you to respond wisely, not just reactively. It allows you to offer support, advice, or simply a presence of calm without the urgency to change or make it better immediately. In real-life connections, whether in romantic relationships, friendships, or family dynamics, this type of deep listening cultivates an atmosphere where the other person feels respected, valued, and seen. In romantic relationships, this presence and attentiveness can be especially powerful. It creates a space where influence and respect naturally thrive. It shows maturity, emotional strength, and a genuine desire to understand the other person's inner world. This form of listening doesn't make you passive, it makes you profoundly powerful. It creates the foundation for deeper emotional connections, fosters respect, and helps you respond with emotional intelligence. In essence, by practicing true presence and listening, you invite trust and closeness into your relationships, without needing to manipulate or control anything. Stoicism teaches that the foundation of strong, influential relationships is built on virtue, not manipulation. Two of the most essential Stoic virtues, wisdom and justice, are key to creating lasting, meaningful connections with others. Wisdom is the ability to see beyond the surface, to perceive what truly matters, and to act with clarity and insight. In relationships, wisdom allows you to navigate challenges with a calm, collected approach. It helps you prioritize what's important, whether it's valuing the other person's needs, seeing the bigger picture in an argument, or understanding when to speak and when to remain silent. Wisdom doesn't mean knowing everything. It's about knowing what to do in any given moment to bring clarity and understanding. Justice, on the other hand, is about acting fairly, doing what is right, and standing up for others when necessary. In relationships, it's about maintaining a sense of fairness, ensuring that both sides are heard and that actions are aligned with integrity. Justice is what builds trust and respect, two pillars of any meaningful relationship. It's about ensuring that every action you take is done with the intention of treating others with the same fairness you'd expect in return. In every situation, the Stoic asks themselves, is my action grounded in wisdom? Am I acting with justice? These simple questions can shift your focus from reacting impulsively to acting thoughtfully. Whether in a heated argument or a difficult decision, wisdom and justice provide the clarity to act with calmness and integrity. Imagine a person in the middle of a tense confrontation. Others are reacting emotionally, voices raised, the environment filled with chaos. But this person stands firm, calm, collected, and thoughtful. They don't mirror the impulsiveness around them. Instead, they respond with fairness, asking the right questions, seeking resolution, and offering wisdom. Their presence alone diffuses the tension. This is the power of leading with wisdom and justice, creating calmness amidst chaos and respect amidst conflict. People naturally gravitate towards those who display wisdom and fairness. These virtues are not only attractive qualities, they are also the bedrock of influence. When you act with wisdom and justice, you are not manipulating or trying to control others. Instead, you lead by example, demonstrating that integrity, fairness, and thoughtfulness are the keys to a strong, respectful relationship. By focusing on these Stoic virtues, you create an environment where influence comes naturally, not from dominating or controlling, but from earning respect and trust. Wisdom and justice are not just principles. They are the essence of leadership in relationships. The Stoic trick to influencing anyone, including women, is not in clever tactics or well-timed words. It's in your ability to remain strong enough to stay calm, wise enough to listen deeply, and just enough to act with integrity in every situation. Imagine a tense situation, an argument or misunderstanding with someone you care about. Emotions are running high, but instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, you breathe, you assess the situation with clarity, stripping away the emotional chaos. Then, you speak with calmness and wisdom, choosing your words with intention, not to win, but to understand and resolve. In that moment, the tension dissipates. The other person feels heard, respected. The situation that could have spiraled into conflict is now an opportunity for connection. This is the power of Stoicism in action. Influence isn't about manipulation, tricks, or playing games. It's about who you are in the moment. When you master your own reactions, listen without judgment, and act with integrity, you become unshakable. People don't just hear your words, they feel your strength, your calm, your wisdom. And that's where true influence lies. The true power of influence doesn't lie in controlling others. It lies in mastering yourself. By cultivating calm, wisdom, and justice, you become someone who cannot be easily swayed by the chaos of life. And that alone makes you incredibly influential. Are you the one trying to control others, or are you the one who has mastered your own mind? If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who could benefit from mastering themselves. Comment below with your thoughts on Stoic influence and self-mastery. And if you're ready to take control of your own mind, subscribe for more insights on becoming unshakable. True power is not found in control, it's found in clarity. Share this with someone who could use a little more inner strength and wisdom.